Hey everybody, hey Team Risk. This is SciDev, and this is a championship game. Uh, we're going into turn 36 now. Uh, Here's just my map to refresh you where everyone is. Today I'm going to talk about my plan of attack against Crystal, it looks like. Basically, I've decided that after a long time of not attacking anybody, it's finally time as lizards to use that aggression and pick an enemy. Things are going pretty well with me with Robot. Uh, we have safe passage together. Uh, Fed and Robot are heading east to attack Cyborg. So, and while I think that Fed will probably be the #1 contender to win the game, I'm hoping my relationship with Robot will stick around, and I'm hoping that Robot will eventually turn on Fed and try to win the game for himself, and at the very least take away some of Fed's territory. Anyway, long story short, Robot is not an option for me to attack. So that means my neighbor, Crystal, becomes the next logical choice. All right, so I'm going to just open my game now. Have a VCR. So Fascist is coming in here. He's I got some planets here in Evil Empire's territory, and now Fascist is starting to take over those planets. Oh, it looks like I accidentally blew up one of his ships. Oops. Blew up his ship with a minefield. Anyway, I think that's all for explosions right now. Oh, there's one here. A D-19 blew up in Cyborg Homeworld. But on to what we're talking about. So here's Crystal and the pink. Now, I did look into various options to attack other people, in case you're wondering why I'm attacking Crystal. Um, I did think about attacking Fascist because Fascist is in a Cyborg alliance, but I think Cyborg and Fascist are actually kind of weak right now, and they're the only thing that I'm counting on to keep Fed in check when Fed finally gets up here. Fed's gonna steamroll over Privateer pretty easily, and I think that it's not going to be very long before Fed has lots of planets stretching from the south all the way to the Cyborg homeworld. So that's going to be a lot of planets. I think they're probably going to be in the #1 spot for having planets. So I basically want Cyborg to stay strong. Not willing to attack Fascist right now. Um, I did talk about this with colonies for a long, or with Crystal for a long time, rather. Crystal did say that attacking colonies was an option, and I am interested in that actually. I think colonies is a threat. He's probably going to attack fascists soon. Um, he's probably going to end up settling all this northwest area, so he'll have quite a bit of planets, and then in the end, I'll have to be the one who deals with him, I think. Rebel is his neighbor, and I'm pretty sure that they don't want to fight each other since they're both carrier races, so there isn't really an easy advantage there necessarily. And I think they're both afraid of their neighbors, kind of, with Rebel having Bird to his east. Bird told me he's expecting Rebel is planning an attack. So it looks like Colonies is going to be pretty free. I expect Colonies will probably attack Fascists soon. Um, so I did think about attacking Colonies. To do that, we would have to get Cyborg to probably help us channel a fleet over there, because otherwise it would take too long and we wouldn't have the element of surprise. But one of the reasons I think we're not going to do that is Crystal is just kind of hard to trust. And I think that no matter what, I'm going to end up going to war with him anyway. He also doesn't have that much utility right now. Um, I thought maybe we could send him over to the east side to help out, but I don't think that's going to happen. Um, he's also going to get stronger later as he gets more mega credits over time. So the best time to attack him really is now. I also have all my ships there, so it's a pretty good time to attack. I have been sort of, without promising him anything explicitly, giving him the impression that we're going to be buddies and on the same team. Um, I told him that I was going to move my fleets through his space along this axis, um, ultimately to go up towards the fascist areas from here. And so I have been moving my fleets along this way. He wasn't really happy with that, and he has forbidden me from taking these, or I mean, going along these core worlds. But my fleet is here, and I'm basically, I'm in a pretty decent position to attack right now. Not impervious, but my fleet is up there, so I'll be able to at least get one surprise attack off on him instead of none. If he saw my fleet coming from a few turns away and I didn't do any diplomacy, he would know immediately it was an attack. But right now it looks kind of like it's not an attack. So basically, I think there's a starbase here. So that's probably going to be my first target. Uh, at this planet, I have an SSD, two T-Rexes, and a Gorby, plus a lizard. The Gorby will be just for fighting his carriers, and the T-Rex will be for minesweeping. They have heavy phasers and heavy disruptors. What I'm wondering right now basically is just where should I strike first? I already gave you some of my ideas, but I'm thinking that maybe he doesn't actually have that many ships up here in the north, and I'm thinking maybe I should send a detachment up there to try to take it. But I'm not really sure where I should attack in terms of the grand strategy. So I would like some input from anyone from Team Res. I also have this starbase up here in the north, where I've been building some Lizard class cruisers for colonies, and I'm thinking I should maybe just build a couple lizards there and see if I can't maybe attack on the northeast, where he might not be expecting it, and maybe also send some lizards down here to ground attack his colonies, since he basically has all of these clusters here. I'm a little reluctant to split up my fleets. I have these T-Rexes up here, and I was going to send another Gorby to help attack in the north, but I'm a little bit worried about splitting up my fleet just because that means splitting up your beam power, your sweeping power. So I'm thinking maybe the best thing to do is just sort of maybe I could make him think I'm going to attack there, maybe do a distraction, and then mostly just do a slow and steady crawl up this area, bringing my SSD to capture any star bases he has, and using the cloak advantage to bring the SSD there without any fuel, and then take over the starbase the next turn. Um, I am going to be building a starbase here. There's a nice Skipsodal planet here. I asked Rebel to build me a rush. Well, he actually offered a rush in exchange for an LCC, which I thought, you can't be serious. That's way too good a deal. So I'm going to take him up on that. So I will have a carrier there, which I will be able to use to threaten Crystal in that north area. But as I said, I'm still not sure. He might have a lot of mega credits there. I don't want to get stuck sweeping uh, while getting stuck in his webs. There isn't a really nice planet though here that has lots of fuel, 97% mining rate. So uh, that would be a pretty good base to at least harass him from and get him to start burning a lot of mega credits laying mines. One reason why Crystal is a good target is because he doesn't really have any allies. He's pretty isolated. I know he's been asking for help from a lot of people, and he's also been trying to get a lot of people to attack me. Uh, but no one's really taken the bait for the most part. I know that Rebel is building fighters for him. Not sure if Rebel has built any carriers for him, but definitely building fighters. And Crystal is relying on his Crystal Thunder carriers. I think that's his main strategy of combating me, so that he can take out my T-Rexes. And he's also gonna use star bases, max bases to try to defend himself, I think. Although that might work out against him if I SSD him or if I start ground dropping to capture them. At the end of the day, the reason I'm going to attack Crystal is because I don't think he's a bit of a slippery fellow. He's not the most trustworthy. I know he's been trying to get other people to attack me, and I think he's been feeding me a lot of like false information. Like the last message that I got from him, he said that colonies and rebels are right about to go to war with each other, which I think is probably not true. I just feel kind of like his offers that cooperation are sort of ungenuine, and the only thing he's really the only reason that he's doing that I think is just to make it so that I think he's a little bit afraid that I'll attack him and he wants to be an ally, but he also views me as an enemy. So basically, I don't trust him. So and we've run out of other options. I think realistic options. Like I'm not going to attack robot. I'm not going to attack fascist, and I'm not going to attack colonies. It looks like now. So basically, I think Crystal's time is up, and it's time for me to attack because I'm in a pretty good position to do it. And I don't think it's going to get any better. So, and of course, as a lizard, I feel really strange not attacking anyone. I've just been kind of expanding and building an economy the whole time. So we'll see. Hopefully, the crystal planets that I'll get here will be enough to win me the game. Although I'm not going to count on just that. Cyborg has asked me not to attack crystals because he thinks I'll get bogged down. But I'm not terribly worried about that. I mean, yes, I will get bogged down by webs, but I think eventually he'll run out of money. I do have a lot of sweeping power near him, so as long as I don't lose my T-Rexes, I think I'll be okay. So that's my thinking on that. To Team Risk, if you have any thoughts on how I should attack Crystal, please drop me a line in the Discord. I'd be very eager to hear from you. My next video, I'm going to do an update on the diplomatic situation in the game. And I'll expand more about what's going on here with the war between Cyborg, Fascist, and Evil Empire, Fed, and Berg. Alrighty, that's all for today. Ciao, y'all.